False flagging is funny, isn't it? In principle, it shouldn't even be possible to false flag. After all, somebody flags a video, a YouTube reviewer looks at the video, they decide by looking at the video whether the video complies with the terms of service or it does not. If they decide it does not, then YouTube have decided it does not comply with the terms of service and they remove the video. And therefore, by definition almost, the flag is legit. But of course false flagging does happen. And why can we say this? For a number of reasons. First of all, can anybody tell me, by simply looking at the terms of service, that they could determine unambiguously what videos should be removed and what videos should not be removed? Of course not. The terms of service are not clear in that regard. So what YouTube, first and foremost, needs to do is set out a much clearer set of guidelines as to how far you can go. When does it decide that a video is inappropriate? And inappropriate for what reasons? What can you do? What can't you do? At what point would your video cross the line? Failing that, we are left in the situation that we are in at the moment, where certain videos get removed and other videos that are almost identical in regard to how they seem to be pushing the boundaries don't get removed. And what's the difference? If there's no obvious difference, then we, the people at the receiving end of this, are left with the conclusion that for some reason occasionally somebody gets into the spotlight as far as YouTube is concerned, becomes the focus of attention, and then they basically can't wag. You can't take the tiniest step out of line and you will get slapped down. A good example of this is Dances with Napalm, or Napalm, whatever his name. He has had to create new accounts so many times. Or Sardonic Skeptic at the moment. At the moment these people seem to be on a hair trigger. Take the tiniest step out of line and they'll get slammed down again. How is that fair when other people can do exactly the same things and don't get slammed down at all? So that's because of that sort of real or perceived discrepancy between how people are being treated on this site. There is a definite unfairness there. And that's why I think those people, for example, can legitimately state that they've been false flagged. There are other examples, and I think I can look at my own channel, for example, and see that there are a number of videos on that some people might find objectionable. And I have had people brag to me that they've been flagging my videos. And yet, never has any of my videos been taken down because of a flag. Why is that? One peculiarity about my channel is that it's a partner channel. Could it be that partners are given a little bit more leeway than other users? Again, that is inherently unfair. And again, all those little users who are doing the same things in their videos that somebody like me is doing with impunity on my channel can legitimately say that they've been false flagged if their videos are being removed as a result. So there definitely is false flagging going on this site. But then of course there are also users who seem to be inviting it in subtle ways. There are some users who seem to be doing exactly the right things to get themselves flagged and get themselves suspended. And in that case, can you really say that we're talking about false flagging? I'm not so sure. It may seem to be draconian the way their videos are being treated. But on the other hand, you do need to understand the way YouTube are looking at what's going on their site. A good example is video categories. When you upload a video and you set your category, that category is meant to be meaningful. So if your video is just you sitting there talking to the camera like I'm doing now, it should really fall under people and blogs. If your video is trying to garner support for some cause, it should go under activism and non-profit maybe, that sort of thing. If your video contains genuine good information, talking about some mathematics for example, or physics or whatever, then maybe it should go under education. And I think that YouTube are quite anal about this, whether we like it or not. They do not look kindly on people miscategorizing their videos. And if you get your video suspended or your video removed and it says it's inappropriate, it could be as simple as you being stupid enough to give it the wrong category, claiming it's an educational video, when it's not, when it's just slagging off people, when it's just questioning their integrity and making snide remarks about them. That may be funny, so it could go under comedy. It may be a form of activism, could go under that, or it could just be your opinion, so it could go under people and blogs. But education, it's not. And I can actually understand that if such a video gets flagged and a reviewer watches it and they see that category of education against that type of video, that they'll say, to hell with this. This video is inappropriate for the category under which it was posted. Slam dunk. If you put tags on your video that do not properly relate to the subject matter of your video can be deemed inappropriate. Now who are you going to blame for that? So again, you should think about what you're doing. It's very easy to wave the flag and say, I've been false flagged. But if you're not smart enough to make sure that your tags are appropriate for your video, or your video falls under the right category, you're inviting it on yourself. And with freedom of speech, that has nothing to do whatsoever. Sorry. You are responsible not only for the content of your video, but for presenting it as what it is, and not as something slightly different, just to get the few more views out of it maybe, or whatever. So false flagging is a real problem. But don't exacerbate it by being stupid. Just an idea.